All right, here are the drawer boxes that I built for the pantry, and I'm going to show you how I built them. I've done drawers a few different ways. I've used pocket holes, but this way I'm just using wood glue and brad nails. It's a little bit hard to tell here, but I just cut all the pieces down to size and then put wood glue on it and then brad nailed them into place. You'd be surprised with how strong wood glue is. For my drawer boxes, I'm using 3/4 inch sanded plywood. I have used 1/2 inch in the past for smaller boxes. You can see inside of that drawer area, there are spacers where the drawer slides are attached to allow them to come out past the edge of that vase frame. Now here's a slower version of how I attach my drawer slides. I start with my very top drawer slide, that way I can use a spacer to make sure the left and right side are the same exact height. And then as I move down to the next drawer slide, I can cut that same spacer down so I'm not wasting a whole bunch of wood. And painter's tape comes in handy to hold that drawer slide in place while you're screwing it in. And here were some of those drawer boxes installed. I broke the bottom 2 drawer slides, so I ended up having to wait to get those installed. Now here's how I make my drawer fronts. I like to use primed pine, and I put pocket holes in them to attach them together. And then I use my router to route out some grooves so that way my brown board can sit in the middle. I'll show you that in just a second. If you don't already use a router, I highly recommend it because it really can take your projects to the next level. You can see here that I only went all the way to the edge with the router on the small pieces. Using wood glue, clamps, and pocket hole screws, I attached all the drawer fronts together. And then I just use wood glue to attach the brown board to the middle and set something heavy on it while it dries. Now this is the way I attach my drawer fronts. I hold them in place and then shoot a couple brad nails in, and then I screw them in from the back. You just want to make sure your screws aren't too long. Now this obviously isn't my pantry. This was another project I worked on a few years ago at a friend's house. I remodeled her daughter's bedroom, but I didn't have good video of me building the drawers in my pantry, so I showed you these instead. But I didn't want to leave you hanging and not show you the before and after of this room. I've built a bunch of drawers, and believe it or not, wood glue and brad nails hold up just fine for my drawers that I've built. And yes, she has a water heater in her bedroom. This house was built onto, so it's kind of strange. The girl had 5 doors in her bedroom, so I decided to disguise one of them as a wood slat wall. The loft bed I built from scratch. That was a really fun project. She even has a little hiding spot underneath her bed, because you know how teenagers want their privacy. What do you think? I think this room turned out so fun for her. She was only about 13 at the time. Anyways, that's how I build drawers. I hope this was really helpful for you.